Hi, this is Eric Wolf, and this is Poetry and Marketing, where I read you the marketing poems that I write in my spare time, because I've got nothing better to do. And then we talk about it, and I break it down and tell you what I was thinking when I wrote it. Today's haiku is, "If my love for thee could be expressed as a brand, of course it's Apple." So I might have been a little cheeky when I wrote that, feeling, just a little bit of a smartass. But legitimately, and I've been doing this for 25 years, and I ran an agency for 18 years, and now I'm a coach. And whenever you go to the owner of a small, mid-size, and sometimes even a big mid-sized business, and you ask them, hey, what brands do you admire? And if we could emulate a brand in the things that we do, what would it be? And 9 times out of 10, it's Apple. And of course, Apple has built one of the absolute great brands of all time. And people say, oh yeah, Apple, Nike. Here's the thing about brands like Apple and Nike and how they relate to your brand as the CEO of a company that is not likely Apple or Nike. Those brands are unattainable for you, and not because you can't hire good designers and you can't hire good writers or copywriters or good strategists. The reason that a brand like Apple is unattainable to so many of us is because we don't have all of the decades and the billions of dollars that it took Apple to build that brand. This is a brand that has existed since the late 70s, and while it has evolved, there are a lot of things that have remained the same in that DNA that they've been building on and building on and building on for decades. And the same thing with Nike. How long have we been looking at that swoosh? How long have we been hearing about how we should just do it? Even within the Nike brand, we've got the Jordan brand, which is, again, something that took decades and billions of dollars to build. And so when we're looking at our markets and what we can accomplish as a brand, as a company, we've got to set the bar someplace that makes sense given who we are and where we are. One of the things that I tell people to do when they're looking for brands that are maybe doing things that you could emulate, I say, hey, look at local brands. Look at regional brands. Look at companies that are not necessarily doing the same thing that you're doing, but who serve a similar customer. Because from those places, we can learn a lot about how other successful companies, and they can be more successful than you are. I'm not saying to punch below your weight. I'm saying we can be aspirational, but we can't set the aspiration way up here. That's a standard that we are absolutely never going to get to. And so let's set the bar someplace that makes sense given who we are and where we are and what kind of company we are. And let's study the companies that are at the next level that we want to get to, and the companies that are doing a good job at talking to the people that we want to talk to. And let's see what we can learn from them. For more of my marketing poetry, if this wasn't enough for you, and I dare say it probably wasn't, you can visit my website, poetryandmarketing.com, and you can also follow this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, YouTube, wherever you get your darn podcasts. Thanks for listening. I will talk to you next time.